All right, everybody, and for today on the channel, we have, might be introduce yourself?
Justin Delacuesta.
Justin Delacuesta?
Sir.
Okay, cool, man. And where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento, born and raised in San Francisco.
Okay.
I moved out to San Francisco for school, and then went out to LA, went out there for a couple years, and went out there for Art Institute of LA.
Okay.
Studied there for a little bit.
And what did you study there?
I actually studied first graphic design, and then I went into illustration.
Illustration?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that for us?
Illustration, well, I do a lot of, my inspirations were a lot of animation, media arts, comic books, and anime.
Okay.
So when I was in class, my teacher was like, what are you doing graphic design? You're more skilled in illustration. And then when I found out, when I took that into consideration, then I transferred into animation for media arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. So it's chill.
So as before, you're from the 916, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about growing up in Sacramento?
Growing up in Sac, it was cool. Moved out here from Frisco.
Okay.
And my parents moved out here, so we were trying to get closer to my aunts and uncles.
Okay.
And it was just, going to high school, and I grew up loving art. So in high school, I would do a lot of comic book drawings and, just hanging out with my cousins and stuff. But other than that, just playing video games, just normal childhood, yeah.
Like any comics that specifically sparked your interest, like Marvel, DC, Iron Horse?
Yeah, I was a big fan of Marvel, and my team actually was like X-Men.
Okay.
So that's like my jam, you know what I mean? So as I got older, I'm trying to collect as much X-Men comic books as I can. So now I got a little bit of money, and I bought a X-Men #1, but it was like the second team, so giant size X-Men. So I invested in that. I think I was paying like $400 a month for the comic book. I was like, what am I doing paying $400 for a comic book? But the payoff price was like $3,500.
Oh,
right. And so 2 years later, I checked the price, and it was like $7,800. So I was like, okay, God's guiding me somewhere to do something, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, it coincided with the time to get back into shoes. So I had decided to sell my comic book for almost $8,000, and that funded my interest for shoes again.
Okay.
So that kind of segued into restorations and stuff.
That's pretty good right there. You took one path and it guided you into something else.
Yeah, definitely.
But growing up in Sacktown, what was the clothing culture going on, shoe wise too?
Shoe wise, I was just more of maybe Air Max 97s, Air Force Ones. I wasn't really into it that much.
Yeah.
I grew up with a lot of kind of gangsters and stuff like that. So we wore a lot of what is that? K-Swiss.
K-Swisses.
K-Swiss classics. I mean, you can't beat that. You know what I mean?
Nah, true. K-Swiss used to be the shit back in the day, man.
Yeah, K-Swiss just all white. You know what I mean? I had a whole bunch of pairs, clean them up. And then I had when I had extra money, I'd go for Air Force Ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just K-Swiss and maybe Lottos or whatever. But other than that, none of my homies were really wearing Air Max 1s or anything kind of fancy like what you got on or what I got on now. You know what I mean?
Nah, I totally feel you. I remember being in middle school. Quick story, and I was the unpopular kid. I had on Lugs, Reebok, shoes that weren't really it back then. Cause the Jordan Sub-Zeros came out during that time when I was in middle school, so that was the hottest shoe.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom, one day we went to the mall, and she got me a pair of Air Force One mids, and I came to school one day with those, and people treated me completely differently. I was now the cool kid, for a week or so, but it just felt good just to know I wasn't looked at and deemed upon socially low anymore. And it was just crazy to me. It's just a pair of shoes took me from being at the bottom, being at the bottom of the totem pole, and then slip on a pair of all white mid Air Force Ones, and everyone treats you so like you're a celebrity at this point.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get it, but I mean I do get it, but I don't get it. But it's kind of you get new haircut, you know what I mean? You just freshly shaven, you know what I mean? You just feel fresh, you know what I mean? Just like shoes.
It's so true, how something so small can really give you that confidence booster, and then you just feel like a whole different person, like a new man.
Yeah.
And that's so true. Haircuts, doing this whole COVID thing, it's it's hard for me to get a haircut,
Yeah.
especially being in LA. I don't know how it is for you.
I just cut my own hair.
Yeah. I wish I can do it, man, but it doesn't look like it because of all this hair. But if I was to get a haircut, bro, I have like so many cowlicks in my head. I only stick to one barber because he knows what to do.
Yeah.
But I want to ask this question: how did you get the name Dirty Electric?
So Dirty Electric came when I went to San Francisco when I was at the Academy of Art University. Okay. I had already a style of art that I had, which I kind of mixed it with my influences, which is animation and kind of real life. So I love anime because it's so cartoony. So in that aspect, I like that, but I also love like life art. So what I did was I mixed both together.
Okay.
And so what I did, I had an art show in Frisco, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, your art kind of reminds me of like dirty electricity." You know what I mean? So I was like, that's about right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's not clean. It's clean, but it's like it's got the intensity of electricity when you look at it. So when you look at it, I wanted to give it my all when I draw. So when you stare at it, you know I put my 1,000% in it. You know what I mean? I don't hold anything back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I do restorations or when I do anything that I do, you know, we all give our 100%. And I think that's where it came from, dirty electricity.
So how did you get into shoe restoration?
I got into it, as I said before, I was into sneakers when I was younger. But when I got older, I kind of just fell away from it and just wore just beater pairs. And so when I got back into it, which is when the Travis Scott ones dropped, and I kind of saw the prices. It was like ridiculous. And me and my lady was trying to get them on sneakers, and I didn't understand how quickly these shoes can sell out. It was like ridiculous, right?
Now it was like
instantaneous. Like instantaneous. And then I saw the resale after that was like $1,000, $2,000. It's like, you know what? I can't afford these pairs. So my taste kind of changed from like Jordans to Air Max 1s.
Okay.
Because it's like, to me, it's like a little bit more classy. It's got a classy look to it. And I found a beater pair of Air Max 1 Safari Supreme Tex. Okay. Beater pair in Poshmark for $35. So I bought those. They came in, and so my childhood was we didn't have enough. You know, we didn't have money. Yeah. So a lot of things like cars we fixed ourselves. My dad taught me how to work on cars. I was drawing. I was sculpting. So I got the pair of shoes and see how far I can take them. Cleaned them up, replicated the safari print on it, and it came out pretty good. So for me to afford these pairs was the only way for me to get these pairs was to do restorations. Got you. So I posted it, and then people started hitting me up in Sacramento because I guess there was no one in Sac doing restorations. Okay. So the business just kind of flooded. Got you. Yeah.
So at that point, you realized that this could become a way to generate revenue for yourself.
Not really, bro. Honestly, it was just something where, you know, where there's a means, there's a way, right? Yeah. If I can't afford something, I'm gonna make a way to get it. So I posted my first restoration, and people were hitting me up. But once I started seeing what people were paying for it, yeah, and then I kind of just reached out to other restorers like John Manalo or like Tragic, or those guys really helped me out, and they kind of guided me in what to do and how much to price my work at. So as I kept learning and learning, the prices kind of, you know, went higher and higher, and yeah, that's how I got into it. It was just a means to an end. Yeah.
Got you. Is there any particular method that you use to restore shoes?
Particular method, you know, it's just like how you and I were just to clean our own shoes. You know, just wash, but you're not supposed to use dish soap. I didn't know that because dish soap has things where it strips oils from, you know, shoes that are made out of leather. Okay, so I didn't even know that myself. Yeah, so when I was starting, I was like, why does leather got all crispy? You know what I mean? I was like, oh no, maybe I'm doing it wrong. You know what I mean? So I've learned to not use, you know, dish soap or anything like that anymore because it strips oil. So I, you know, did a little homework and started using like Angelus washing solution and other just being in the game for a little bit, I started doing my own research on what proper products to use and what products I don't need to use, because a lot of these products are just products that we can find at Walmart, but they just kind of put their own name on it and slapped on and made money.
Okay.
So there's stuff that you can use that you don't have to spend $20 for like a little bottle.
Do you mind naming some off?
There's Dr. Bronner's. You can buy at Walmart. A big ass bottle like this is probably like, how much is that? Like $18, $15.
15.
And that'll last you like, man, for months.
And what does it do for the shoe?
It's the same thing, just like Jason Mark or like Angelus. It's specifically made. It's basically made for dishwasher. Is it dishwasher? But it has some oils in it, jojoba oils and all that stuff like it. It's like a higher end.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. So I don't even have to like go to like Amazon or nothing like that and pay this high price margin. I can just go and just get this right here.
Go to Walmart, bro.
Go to Walmart.
Go to Walmart. You could probably bottle it yourself and sell your own, bro.
Got an idea right there.
Yeah. Trying to save the people money, you know what I mean?
Nah, I feel you, man.
Hell yeah.
Save those dollars and then add them on to the next shoe that you want to purchase.
Yeah, for sure.
Like so using your paints, any type of like specific brands that you use, any type of brushes?
Well, I've learned to use before that I was working for Tom's Shoes. Remember Tom's Shoes?
Yeah.
So they picked me up to do customization at their events.
Okay.
So they would hire me. But we would just, the shoes are a lot of canvas.
Yeah.
So we would just use just regular acrylic paints, and I didn't know any better, right? But as I got further into the game, I use Angelus paints, which is basically made for leather. This is kind of the industry standard for paints.
Okay,
yeah.
Got you.
And then started using airbrush and how to dilute it and all those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, from restoration, can you name a project that was like your most funnest that you've done?
The most fun. So I had a guy in SAC who's been just dumping me hella pairs, right? One pair. First he came up to me and he hit me up on IG. I was like, I got some pairs to shoot you. And he had 3 pair of Air Yeezys. And I was like, I've been in it only 4 months? Yeah. And you're dropping me off over 10,000 pairs of shoes. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it, all the way. So I said, yeah, I can do it, bring it over. So he's like, asked me hella questions, like, and as you would too, right? Dropping off a stranger almost 20,000 worth of shoes, right?
I'm gonna ask you a couple of things to make sure you're legit.
What you do? What's the time frame? Make sure you don't jack my shoes. I mean, I get it, right?
Yeah.
So I tried to study more and more, and then I finished those shoes, and he dropped me like 10 more pairs. So it's like ongoing. So there was a pair of Travis Scott's that were like really faded, Travis Scott 4s.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to restore the blues on them, but one side was kind of really turned really almost white. So I couldn't restore it. So he said, you know what, just convert these. Can you do conversions or customizations? So he asked me to convert it to Travis Scott Friends and Family, the purple ones.
Okay.
So I said, okay, I can do that. And then so I dyed the purple, like a lilac purple from Angelus. And the sole is translucent, right? So I had to kind of use my art skill to try to replicate how it looks translucent. So most of the guys who convert that shoe just leave the outsole black. So what I did was trying to use the airbrush and try to replicate that. I did the outsole, replicated that, the back tabs, the inner liner, and basically converted the whole shoe into a Travis Scott Friends and Family. But to me, that was probably, restoration wise, it was probably the most fun.
For sure. And you say he gave you his pair of Yeezys, right?
Yeah.
So is that the rarest shoe that you ever had to, restore? Or?
The rarest shoe that I ever actually restored right now was a Jordan 4 Oregons, 2 pairs. So it was a 3 and then a 4.
Okay.
At first I didn't know how much they were. I was like, okay, these have the letter O on it. I've heard that these are kind of rare or whatever, right? I thought it was like maybe a couple thousand. And then I look it up, right? And I'm like, $6,000, $7,000. So of course you're gonna sweat a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was probably the most expensive shoe that I've worked on right now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Can you name us the least favorite shoe you had to work on?
Man.
Or just like there was no fun, you didn't enjoy it, just let me just get this project out, collect this money, and just be done with it.
The least favorite pair was actually my first customer, which was my homeboy. He dropped off some, I think there were, was it 12s? There were 12s. And so when you know the 12s, right? The Jordans? Yeah. They're like a 3-piece sole. But it's weird because when you heat it up, the foam expands. So when you do separations, the foam it didn't sit well onto the body of the shoe. So it was kind of puffy.
Okay.
And I didn't know the heat would react to that. And that's another aspect of restorations that I had to learn, how heat and cold react to certain materials. And till this day, I look at when people ship shoes to me, it's 80% Jordans, and 80%, maybe 40% are those that exact shoe that I don't like working on. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's weird. I love Air Maxes, but Cali loves Jordan. So if you see the house is all Jordans, bro, everywhere. You know, you see a small section of Air Maxes, which is probably me and my ladies and my daughter's little collection, but anywhere else in the house is all Jordans.
Besides the restoration, you also do illustration and gaming art, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that?
So I grew up in comic books, and then as I was in junior high, one of my classmates, he brought over his brother's comic book. He's like, "Hey, my brother just got into comic books," and he showed me this comic of Doctor Strange, back in the day, bro. And he's like, "Okay, cool, that's tight, you know." So at my church, my cousin's husband was actually my friend's brother, and he actually got into Marvel Comics. So after that, you know, I've been drawing a lot, you know what I mean? So maybe 7 or 8 years ago, he actually got me a gig at this Facebook game group in Sacramento called clicknation.com. So I did a lot of game art with them, and then they got bought out by EA Sports. So I stayed with them for another year, and then after that, I just kept doing, you know, murals, because that's my first passion.
Okay.
Before shoes and restoration, that was my art, and I just kind of got burnt out a little bit from that. So I was trying to figure out ways to get back into the game, and also incorporate my art. So then I started doing like custom shoes, custom art. So now I got a project with, you play video games?
No, not really.
Yeah, me neither. Not that much, but Koji Studios is a pretty big studio that made Metal Gear.
Okay. That's like back in the day.
Yeah. So the Koji separated from another studio. He made his own. And so my friend from high school, he's been, you know, on the grind with video games, right? So he's now the world marketing head for Koji Studios.
Oh, nice.
And he hit me up the other day for me to do custom dunks for his company. So I got 2 pairs coming up. So, you know, I got all these shoes and then the illustrations and, you know, everything. But this is one project that I'm excited to do.
Got you.
Yeah.
Since you just said about dunks, what are your favorite SB dunks that are out right now? Like, what do you think about the latest SB market currently? The
SBs, when I got into it, it was kind of, you know, interesting. Like how you said, it's crazy when you see how much these shoes cost, and just to see, like, you know, a crazy shoe like the Chunky Dunk, right?
Oh, I got those.
You got those?
Yeah, I got those.
I got a pair too, but it's kind of like a backdoor kind of deal where it's kind of take a while to get to me.
Okay.
Did you get them at retail?
Yeah, I was able to come from my retail.
How'd you get that, bro? You got plugs, huh?
Hey,
a little
it's
bit
part of the game, man.
Okay. Now I know how to go to. But yeah, how do you like the shoe?
I enjoy it. The only thing I would say this: when they started to do the advertisement for the shoe, I feel like the illustration on it really brought up the hype. But when I got it in person, I saw that swoosh mark. It was kind of disappointing because I thought the whole swoosh mark would be like this one piece with the dripping edges, but it's actually not. It's just you know, it has just the regular stitching of the swoosh mark, and then the drip is just like an add-on thing, and it's cool, but I just don't like it because it kind of makes it like frail to the side a little bit. So like when I first got my pair, they were kind of like lifted up slightly, so I had to kind of like smooth it back out. But other than that, it's a pretty solid shoe. Honestly, I was waiting for this collab for a while when I heard about it. So I was glad it came out.
No, I mean, since I really dig Air Max 1s and I love their collaborations, like I love that aspect of the dunk, how they do collaborations and with hella people, right? I love the artistic approach, and then I watch Soul Origins on Complex, so I see like the history of the dunks with like Jeff Staple and who's the other guy, Nick Diamond and Stussy and all of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from that aspect, like I love the dunk, but my feet, it's wide, so
I got you.
the pressure of the dunk, it's like, and it has those straps.
Yeah.
It kills my feet, bro.
Dude, a lot of people cut the straps, but I never been one to cut it.
Yeah.
I love the strap, bro.
You're a skater.
Well, yeah,
So
I love the extra comfort and the pressure it keeps on my foot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like walking around wise though, I would say there are some I don't like leather. I like the quality of leather, like especially the ones I have on right now, like these mid Beijings.
Yeah.
But if these were like a size and a half smaller, like probably like a 9.5, like these would hurt my feet like hell.
Yeah.
But I would say this though, when it comes to quality, I had a pair of Flash high tops, and it was kind of disappointing because I wore them one time and the sole kind of separated from the shoe, and it was kind of a disappointment because I was just like, I've had this shoe for about like 2-3 years, I would say, but it's just like for the first time to wear it, it's not even that old. I keep them in pretty good storage condition, and for me just to walk on them, because I took them to Vegas, and for the sole just to slightly separate like from the inside,
you gotta take care of those shoes, bro.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, because to do a sole swap on that shoe, especially dunks, I charge about $300, and it's not because I'm trying to make money off it. I'm trying to justify my time, because just to do the stitching on the sole on one shoe, it's 5 hours. It's ridiculous, because you got to go in, right? You got to look at it. You look at the stitching on your shoe. There's 2 stitches.
Yeah.
One goes around, and there's one that goes inside that kind of loops in to keep the outer stitch in.
Okay.
So you got to go in, loop, tighten, go in, loop, and mind you, I'm trying to try to grab this thin string with just 2 fingers and try to move it around inside.
Yeah.
So imagine that's like a 3-day job that I'm only charging $300 for, and then I gotta glue, prep. It's crazy, bro.
So on average, how long does a restoration normally take you?
Man, it just depends. Like if I'm doing a sole swap on a Jordan, maybe like total hours, maybe it should be like a day and a half.
Okay.
Maybe sole whitening would probably take 1 day. Depends on the shoe. Like your shoes would probably take 1 day to sole whiten, and then maybe Concords, Jordans, would probably take, man, it's crazy, like maybe almost a week.
Almost a week.
Because there's so much material, right? And you have to keep adding material, solution. I mean, and turn it, flip it. So for me, that makes me think like maybe I should raise up the prices when I whiten Concords versus SBs. But usually maybe like a day and a half I can complete a shoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the long run, where do you see yourself going with this business?
That's a good question. Well, initially I did it for fun. For me to just be in the culture, work on shoes that I can't afford, right? So it's just in my presence. It's like, oh, these are what these actually look like. You know what I mean?
I totally feel you. That's why I started this YouTube channel.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
When I had a discussion with Nike SB Tino, it was just interesting because he had a pair of blue and red lobsters.
Yeah.
And I've never seen them before in real life.
Me neither.
And only on social media. It's like, even though these are not mine, it just it's a humbling experience just to know like I have this shoe right here in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of just having to swipe, I can physically touch it. I can look at it,
put it on,
and appreciate the aesthetic of the shoe.
Yeah.
Especially I was able to compare it to the newer purple lobster, and just looking like you can see the quality change.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my next question. Like from the shoes that you work with, which ones would you say that has the best quality control?
The best quality control? I think it depends from decade to decade, right?
Yeah.
So I've worked on like these shoes, the Viotex, right? These are 03 from Thailand. Okay. Or they're made in Thailand. So I think the quality control from back then was different kind of than from now. Because there's some pairs where I see that are released and the quality control isn't that good as before. But as far as materials, I think like the special collabs get treated with better materials than just a general release. So yeah, I think the special collabs have really, really good leather, really better quality. Yeah.
How did you feel about the quality of the Chunky Donkey?
I don't know. I don't have mine yet. I wish you would have brought a pair so we can like analyze it. But
I should have. I'm like, honestly, I did bring a pair of Dunks with me. If you want to check them out real quick, they're nothing special. I brought these Black History Month 2014s right here.
These are dope. See, this is the stuff that I love. Like this detail work right here. You know
you really don't get that type of quality anymore when it comes to like SB Dunks.
Yeah.
Just that little extra touch of artwork.
I love, and then the multicolor. They come like this?
Yeah, they come like that.
This is dope. See, I can make something like this. You know what I mean? And then the leather. Don't wash your suede with water.
Yeah, dude. When I got these, I didn't buy them dead stock. I got these just as a pair of beaters, just to walk around with. But
nice,
I used some Rejuvenator with them, cleaned them up a bit, and it brought them back to life. I'll say that. If I could just casually just walk around in them.
Yeah, I love the little details on this too.
Dude, I feel you.
It's like dope.
It's cool because like with the gold stitching, and if you look like along the the heel tab, those emblems are the same ones that are found right there on the tongue tab.
Yeah, no, this is dope.
Even in
the background pattern right here.
Yeah.
How much are these going for, if you don't mind me asking?
Nowadays, I don't even know. 3, I can honestly, I can't even look it up. I'm using the phone to film right now, but I bought those for $40.
$40?
$40 off of Poshmark.
Poshmark is the site though.
It really is. Lately,
people got stuff on there that don't know about, and this is a good idea.
I put in the laces in the back?
Yeah, because I took my laces in. You know what I mean? I didn't think. Well, I can't tuck it here because it has an old tag. But this is a good idea, actually, bro.
Yeah, man. I don't like my laces hanging off or anything like that.
I don't either. But this is clean. I like this. But the Chunky Dunk, I haven't had them in hand yet, so I'll let you know when I get them.
Got you.
But this is dope, though.
But this is a quick question as a shoe restorator. If I wanted to clean the bottom of that shoe, like, bring out the translucent back, how would I go about that?
Well, first, this is the part that touches the ground, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is take, like, maybe, what is that? Like, that OxyClean.
Okay.
Like the Max 5, and just soak it on there.
All right.
Let it sit for, like, 10 minutes. Take a hard bristle brush and just clean it. Get all that stuff out. Get a toothpick. Take all these out, and then I would just take some, Salon Care 40.
Yeah.
Slap it on here. Wrap it with Saran wrap and throw it either in the sun. I don't like to put stuff in the sun anymore because it kind of separates the shoes.
Okay.
So I'll buy like what do you call that? Those grow lamps.
Okay, got
just a UV lamp and just throw it on there. One day, a couple days, you'll be done.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah. But this is clean though. I like this.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite pair of shoes. Even though it's like not one of like the holy grails in the SB collection.
As long as it's dope to you, that's all that matters.
No, that's how I feel, especially in like today's market. There's a lot of hype around certain shoes.
Yeah.
It's just like for example, how did you feel about the release of the Grateful Dead Bears, the latest Nike SB drop?
At first, from an artistic point of view, they're dope, right? But I think I'm a little too old to be wearing fluorescent fluffy shoes. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I can resell them.
Yeah.
But for me, if you see me walk around here in Alameda or in Oakland with those shoes, bro, I don't know. I mean, I'll probably get jacked or something. You know what I mean? Or just, I mean, I appreciate them. If I was a Grateful Dead fan, all day long, collection. Put them up. But to wear them out in public, how do you feel?
About this shoe, I was able to actually snag a pair. I got the green pair.
Bro,
and
how you get these, man?
I'll put it like this. They were cool. I liked the shoe, but my homie liked it more. And he's hooked me up a few times, so I blessed him with a pair. Like, I sold it to him on the low. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to name the price, but I blessed him.
But with love.
Yeah, with love.
Yeah. Okay.
I consider bro a brother to me.
Yeah, that's dope.
But like you were saying, like the whole like the conceptual art of the shoe, I enjoy it, bro. The aesthetic of it, like the jagged, the jagged swoosh, the fox furry fur, like I think it's cool, especially with the stash pocket. Yeah. Like we really don't get stash pockets in SBs. Like right there in the tongue. Like instead of being one of those like cheap stash pocket, it literally goes all the way down to the toe cap.
So you can put
get the whole tongue.
Yeah.
That's dope. But like you were saying, like to actually like wear like I didn't see myself actually rocking that shoe like that. Like I would put it like this: if I want to go out and kind of like show off, just to have like the latest shoe out there. Yeah, but other than that, like it's not something I could be like, oh, I can just throw this on real quick and like
go on a date or something.
Go on a date, go handle business or something. It'll just be like, bro, you a grown ass man. Like, why you wearing these fuzzy slippers up in here
Fluffy
for?
shoes. Yeah, but they're like $2,000, right?
At this, man. Like the orange, I really wanted the orange pair. Honestly,
that's the rare
I would
one,
say
right?
that. Yeah, like I'm here in the Bay Area now, but if I was here when they came out, I would definitely have been in San Francisco trying to get my hand on the pair.
Yeah.
But I would say this. If I was able to get the orange, I would have kept them because I just like the whole color of that shoe. Just so
you have the orange ones?
I don't. I wish I did.
Yeah.
But like, if I couldn't get the orange, I got the yellow. I tried it on Sneakers app. I took my L.
Yeah,
but I got my W with the green. But since the green wasn't what I really wanted, and my homie wanted a pair, I just blessed them down, them downward, man.
That's dope.
But
that's what it's about, hooking people
definitely,
up.
Man. Like, I don't feel comfortable to tell a homie, hey, bro, I need $1,200 for these shoes. Like, that's not your homie, then. Like, you're not helping. You might as well just sell this to a stranger because you'll feel less guilty about it. That's how I feel it. But how do you feel about the culture in today? Like,
the sneaker culture.
Yeah, because back in the day, like people used to camp out, and you got to know the person that's selling your shoes. People go to the skate shop. Now you got like certain boutiques you can go to and like resellers. But that's why I essentially started this channel, for I can get to like know people in the game and get more immersed in this culture. So how do you feel on like the standpoint on where the culture stands at today?
I think the culture is dope. Any culture would be dope to keep people off the street. You know what I mean? So I went to the last sneaker con in the Bay Area, and it was a madhouse almost when you see like 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds with almost $3,000 in their pocket, and it was like a what do you call that? With the stocks, that place where you sell all the stocks.
StockX?
No, like real stocks. The stock exchange.
Like stock exchange.
Yeah. So you got these kids walking around with boxes of shoes, pointing at people. Hey, what size is this? What size is that? You want to trade? You want to trade? To me, that's dope because it teaches the kids how to hustle, right?
Yeah.
And it keeps the kids off the street from hustling other things. But as far as like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like some of these collectors are kind of like elitist, almost, where it's like, it's almost kind of like they flex on purpose just to, of course that's some of the people like to do, right?
Yeah.
But for guys
I'm kind of guilty of that sometimes.
Yeah. But it's like, they almost do it too much, where it's like, it makes you feel like your pairs of shoes aren't good enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like me, so I'll just be like, okay, let me just go use my skills that I've learned and restore a pair. I'll buy a beater pair and just restore it myself. But as far as the culture, it's dope, man. I like it. I like where it's going, and it's finally, because I didn't know about Supreme before. I didn't know Supreme was a skate shop back in the day.
Oh yeah, back in what is it, New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, bro. I remember when Supreme first came out, and I had like this not elitist board, but I had like this exclusive Supreme board, and I was just getting hooked up by this guy that was like working with Supreme at the time.
Yeah.
And I got like this like handful of stick, like a stack full, and I didn't know what they were really worth. So to me, it was just like I would just slap them on things, put them on my board. I remember like me and my friends went around just tossing out stickers at a local skate park.
Yeah.
And then when I found out what Supreme was, and I found out how much people are buying those stickers for, like 25 a piece, I was just looking like, I just literally threw out a wad of cash at people. And I was just like, so that's why everyone was looking all crazy when I was throwing out those stickers. Because to me, it's like, oh, just a red sticker, white lettering, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But when I found out what it really was and like the hype behind it, what people are willing to pay, it just blew my mind. Because for me, it was just like, I'm going to slap this on my board, grind the fuck out of it. It's not going to be there anymore. But for you, you're willing to pay $100 just for 4 stickers just to say you have something Supreme.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like you were saying before, like when it comes to like the hustler side of it, I think it's awesome because it gives kids the opportunity to earn, money in a different way instead of being out here on the streets, doing other activities.
Right.
But at the same time, I feel like it kind of devalues certain things. Where it's like, if you think this sticker is really worth $25, that it's a pay for. It's like I kind of feel like at that point your priorities are a little fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like as a kid, it's all right, but like you also have like grown adults who are spending rent on to get a pair of shoes just to flex on people.
Yeah.
So I feel like at that point, like it kind of becomes like it's kind of ill. It's kind of a little sickening sometimes.
Yeah, especially when you find out these, you know, these kids are spending like $800, $900 for a hoodie.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, and then I'm like, okay, let me look at this hoodie. Like, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And it's like what material? I mean, it's like a Hanes material, right?
Wash it 5 times, you're done with it.
Like, I mean, it's cool. I love it. If from a reseller standpoint, if I can get it, how much do they retail for? Like 60, 120 bucks for a box logo hoodie when they come out.
Hoodie. Honestly, dude, I've never seen one less than like $400 from the people I see sell them.
Or retail.
Yeah. Well, no, resale. I'm like retail. I think it'll be about like $100, about $100. Yeah.
But for people to, but one thing I commend Supreme on is their marketing scheme, right?
Definitely.
Because they're hype, so they limit the release, supply and demand, and it's like they're throwing out lighters, staplers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For like ridiculous money, pinball machines for like 50 grand.
Yeah. I gotta give my hat off to them to say this. Like, they went beyond just being a skate shop. Like, they became a brand. Like, it's a name that if you slap it on something, it'll instantly give it value. Like, I can have on a pair of just regular white socks. No one will look twice. If you put Supreme on them, bro, everyone's gonna be staring at me from the block. You're like, how much you want for those socks right now?
Yeah.
So I respect them for that. Like you were saying, man, like their resale game and their marketing, it's exquisite.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I commend them for that. But for me, as the guy in the game, I'll flip them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I actually bought one hoodie because I didn't know what was good or not. So I just bought a Supreme hoodie that was like, it said New York, right? So I stashed it in my closet thinking it's gonna go high in price. Man, I opened that thing up. I went to go look for that hoodie maybe a week ago. Rats got to it, bro.
Damn.
Dookie P just
trashed it.
You know what I mean?
I totally feel you.
So, you know,
when it comes to storing things,
it's crazy.
I look at it like this, man. I'm taking a chance. It's my investment. Like, I have a pair of vegetable Yeezys. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to wear them, but I don't, because I look at the value of this shoe and I'm just like, there's really not a set price on this thing. Like, I see them on StockX marked at $10,000. But that's just the asking price. And then some people, they're paying like $2,000, $5,000. But it just depends on who wants to buy that shoe. So to me, it's an open bid for me. Right. So it's like, when it comes to like saving that shoe to make sure it stays fresh, like, I got an airproof bag. Like, it's sealed up. Air is sucked out of there. Like, it is stored perfectly. So when I need to sell it, it's ready to go. Yeah.
You put the Silica gel packs in there? Yeah. You put it in there?
Yeah, I have
to absorb the water. Yeah.
Like, because if that shoe goes, I'm like, that's a custom made shoe. Like, there's a limited quality. I don't even know how many of those even exist.
I don't even know about that.
I'll look on StockX and I'll show you a pair that's made by the same company, but a different version though. Okay. But I'll have to. That's our conclusion right there,
cool, man.
Like, I appreciate you being on. Thank you for coming and give us your insight.
No, anytime, man. I appreciate you reaching out, and anything I could do to help and give my experience and to help the culture and to help people just hustle and inspire other people. So I appreciate that, man.
No problem, man. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, man.
If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel. And thanks again for watching Swoosher Sweets, the channel where we bring it back the sneaker to the culture.